How y'all doing? I'm originally from Johnson City, Tennessee. Can you tell? So, Johnson City, Tennessee is where North Carolina, Virginia, and Tennessee all come together. And most popular place you will know of that's close to Johnson City, Tennessee is Bristol Motor Speedway. So, I grew up on a very small farm with my family, and there is a spring branch that runs in front of the farmhouse. All of the cows and the chickens and the pigs and the horses, they all congregate in the spring branch during the summertime because it's cool. Like a creek? Like a creek, yeah. Smaller, dirtier. Well, so not just the cows, the chickens, and the pigs, and the sheep, and the horses, and everybody congregate, but the kids, all of the nieces and nephews and neighborhood folks congregate as well in the spring branch. So I'm maybe 7 at this point, so not old enough to go away to sleepaway camp, but all my other cousins are away at sleepaway camp. And when I talk sleepaway camp, I mean like 2 months of camp away. I cannot wait. So anyway, I'm one of the only children left at the house. I'm playing by myself in the spring branch. We don't wear a lot of clothes on the farm because it's Tennessee in the summertime. It's 95 degrees. The humidity's relatively around 85 million. So we sweat a lot. So the way my grandmother, if you know the story of Gigi's, she kicks us all out of the house, she cleans, she gives us ice lollies. We don't come back in until she's hosed us off. I'm in the branch by myself, playing with my Barbie dolls and all my other stuff, and my Gigi calls me to come inside. We're all getting ready to leave to go to the beach house, pick up all of the cousins from the camp on the way to the beach house, and I'll leave. I go run in the house, I hose myself off, I get my clothes on, and I start to notice I'm itchy everywhere. Face, arms, underarms, chest, everything. My grandmother's like, "Oh, you just have spring branch crud. No big deal." What? I had heard that my cousin Bert and Michael and Eric have received this as well. It was just kind of like an initiation into the family. It's just the way things went. So I'm then being dropped off with my mother, stepmother, different story, and my dad and my sister, who is 8 years older than me, who totally hates my guts. And we had a big van, kind of not as big as the conversion van, but still a big van. And I'm being dropped off by my Gigi and my grandfather to get in their van to go drive 7 hours to Topsail Island. And I'm still complaining. I'm itchy, oh. And my dad picks me up, or they drop me off, and he's like, "Mama, what's going on with," well, my first name was Brandy. "What's going on with Brandy?" "She's just got spring branch crud." What? Why have you not taken her to the doctor yet? We can't take her to the beach like this. She can't be in the same car. So, oh my fucking God, my dad is just going nuts. And I'm like, why is it such a big deal? So I find out this word that I had never heard before called scabies. If you don't know what scabies are, they're like little lice that live on your skin and they eat you from the inside out. And that's spring branch crud. All of the kids have had it at some point, and that was my year to have it. The kids that didn't get it were at the beach or at the camp, and now we're leaving to go to the beach 7 hours away on a Saturday. The doctors are closed. So I have to ride in a van with my sister, who is 8 years older than me, my stepmother, and my father for 7 hours, covered in scabies. That was so much fun. My sister has tried desperately to get as far away from me as she could possibly get and still be in the same vehicle, like leaning out of the window, head hanging out, kind of. My dad is like leaning forward over the steering wheel. And if you've ever been into the North Carolina mountains, leaning over a steering wheel while trying to drive down a hill. And then my grandmother, or my stepmother, is hot, like curled up in the front seat, feet into her chest, as far away from me as she can get. And that's the way we went to the beach for 7 hours. Me crying the entire way. Because I felt rejected, lied to, like I was a leper. I didn't know what a leper was, but I was a leper. Oh my God, everybody hates me. I don't want to go to the beach anymore. We get to the beach. My grandmother, then, everybody is there. All of the cousins, all of the aunts, all the uncles, the grandparents, my family are all there in this one big house. And we're dividing up rooms. Where we're going to sleep, where we're going to stay, who's going to stay with Brandy. Everybody steps away from me. Nobody wants to be anywhere near me. No one even wants to touch me because they don't want Spring Branch crud. But my grandmother stepped forward and she wrapped her arms around me and she said, I'll sleep with her. No problem. And that was the first time, not really the first time, but that moment when you feel like there's somebody who's going to stand up for you, no matter what. And that was her. And I remember thinking, why wouldn't anybody else do that? Why not? Yes, they've had it before. Why is it a big deal? And I didn't realize that it was such a big deal to all these other people. But it wasn't so much of a big deal that my grandmother wanted me to feel ostracized in our family. So she wrapped her arms around me, said, I'll sleep in the same room with her. I'll even take her to the doctor when the doctor opens up on Monday. So my grandmother slept on a fold-away bed in the living room with me for 2 days, with me curled up against the side of her body as a 7-year-old with scabies. I don't have to tell you that she had scabies too before it was over with. But if you ever hear me say the words Spring Branch crud, I've told my husband, he's laughed a little before, but I've told my son, who is 7 years old now, about Spring Branch crud. He goes, well, that just sounds really disgusting. Yes, it is disgusting. But it was an initiation into my life to know that my grandmother would do just about anything, including getting what some people call an STD. Because she loves me. Thanks.